Hello and welcome back, everybody. First of all, I do want to apologize for the little technical hiccup. As they say, there is no learning without action and no action without learning. Well, there's been a lot of learning going on in the last couple of hours behind the scenes, so apologize for that little technical interruption. This brings us to a very exciting part of our program. I mentioned yesterday that when we believe in WIAL, that action learning really changes the world for the better, well, we take that statement very seriously. And we have a part of WIAL that's called the WIAL Better World Fund. And I'm very happy to introduce this Better World Fund to all of you and have two fantastic speakers to do that. That is Catherine Geacock from the UK and Mike Marquardt, who we all know from the US, of course. They are both members of the WIAL Better World Fund, of the Fundraising Grants and Scholarships Committee. So hi Mike, hi Catherine, you both look splendid. You can see from Catherine's smile that she successfully submitted her dissertation, so good for you. Can you hear me okay? Can you say something to make sure the sound is all right?
Hi Peter, lovely to be here.
Lovely to be here, Catherine. Mike, you can hear me okay as well?
Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to the rest of the world.
Excellent, thank you. And I already saw some messages in the chat where people say, no, how can I get involved in WIAL Better World? What can we do? And I think you're going to be answering all those questions. So Mike and Catherine, take it away.
Hello everybody, Mike and I are very delighted to talk to you today about the WIAL Better World Fund. I'd like to start by thanking our sponsors who are sponsoring the conference and also extending a very warm welcome to the scholarship recipients that the Better World Fund has awarded for the conference this year. So let me start by sharing my screen. So our session today is going to talk to you about the Better World Fund, and we're going to kick off by starting with a video. So let's start with our first video on the Better World Fund. Thank you very much to our committee member, Elba Orr, who put together that very moving video that showcases the wonderful work of the Better World Fund. Now, before I start, I'm going to start by sharing a story of how I became aware of the Better World Fund. In 2019, I attended the conference, the WIAL conference in Brazil. And during this conference, I had the honour and privilege to meet Peter from the Human Needs Project. Peter had travelled from Nairobi to Brazil, and he'd been given this opportunity to travel to the conference through the scholarship he'd been awarded from the Better World Fund. And this was in recognition of the impact he had made on his community using action learning skills. Peter is the Director of Training and Strategic Partnerships for the Human Needs Project in Nairobi, Kenya. And Peter shared his story with me, and I'd like to share it with you today. Peter's work is around providing essential services to urban slums to enable people to find their own way out of poverty. Peter had been working in Kibera, which is Africa's largest urban slum. And Peter asked me one question that has stuck with me ever since. He said, Catherine, what do you need in the morning to get to work? And I said, well, I need to have breakfast. I need to have put on new clothes, have a shower. I need to have my phone charged. And Peter said to me, the people of Kibera are no different to you. In order for them to seek work and find their way out of poverty, they need access to these essential services. They need access to clean, safe water. They need modern shower and toilet facilities. They need laundry services and food services. And without that, they're unable to find work and be able to sort of, find their way through. So what Peter's and his work have been doing, they built the town centre, which is a building in Kibera that provides these integrated services to the community. The project is owned by the community, and Action Learning helped support that community with bringing together these services and creating the town centre. And when I learned that the Better World Fund and the use of action learning skills had this impact on the community, I knew that this was something that I wanted to be part of. Our mission is to provide funding and pro bono support for action learning services to community-based organisations globally, and to inspire our coaches to use their mad action learning skills to make the world a better place. The grants and the pro bono coaching that has taken place across the world so far has demonstrated that we can make a real difference using action learning and making the world a better place. We're really ambitious with the Better World Fund. We want to grow our work so that we can extend our reach and increase the impact that we're having on society. Now, we can't do that alone. And it's through this amazing team that we're able to do our awesome work. This is the team that makes up the Better World Fund. It's made up of people from across the globe with a diverse range of skills, and it's through the work of the committee that members can really get involved and extend our work and have global impact. Our work is threefold. We were established in 2015, and it's to provide action learning services to the community and to help make a better world. Through grants, we have been awarded over $13,500 in funding, and that we can use those funds to train action learning coaches, cover research, reduce coaching fees, pay for expenses and equipment. We get these funds through generous donations from coaches, founding members, but also our amazing affiliates across the globe contribute towards our funding. I'm delighted that we're joined today by our scholarship recipients, and each year we award scholarships to people who have done great work within the community using action learning skills. And we welcome them today and thank them for the work that they've been doing and that they can learn from the conference today. Our work also involves coaching, and with the support from the Better World Fund, organisations and individuals are able to access this type of service and support that they wouldn't typically have access to enable them to provide breakthrough thinking and problem solving for the communities that they serve and reside within. We've updated our website to make it easier for you to get involved and to understand the work that we do. And thank you to all the coaches across the globe who are doing this important work. Please continue to share your stories with us so that we can use our platform to promote the great work that you're doing. Now, before I hand over to Mike, who's going to share with you some of the benefits, we're going to hear from some coaches on their experience of pro bono work through our second video.
Hi, I'm William from Malaysia. I coach 4 sessions with WeCare Journey, an organization that supports families with spinal muscular atrophy. SMA is the #1 genetic cause of death for infants. And the impact of this experience was able to help an SMA patient and a mother who has a daughter to care, opening up to questions, and for the first time, courageous to talk to the team.
I'm Heather Tan from Singapore. I'm honored to coach the Singapore gymnastics during the WIAL Gives Back last year. Through the 3 action learning sessions, the team was able to define the problem more specifically. As a result, they generated distinct strategies and key actionable items for implementation while practicing leadership competencies and positive team behaviors. I truly enjoy every coaching opportunity as I get to sharpen my questions to bring out learning opportunities to help the team grow.
My name is Pirawan, Senior Action Learning Coach from Thailand. I'm very happy to be a part of WIAL Give Back, and I'm be a pro bono coach for the Entrepreneurship Cup. At the session, problem presenter raise awareness for the real problem and get the action for the breaking through problem solving. I have a great experience for helping people and making good connection with the Entrepreneurship Cup as well. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Catherine. Mike Marquardt, I'm just delighted and honored to be talking about the Better World Fund. As you know, action learning is a very powerful tool. And the degree of benefit that is offered by action learning often depends upon the problem. Many of the problems that action learning coaches work with help organizations solve critical problems they have relative to marketing or recruiting staff or expanding their business, whatever it would be. But the Better World Fund, we deal with, I think, even bigger issues. We not only provide opportunities, income, resources for organizations. In the Better World Fund, we save people. There are thousands of people that are benefited by the projects of the Better World Fund. Our projects the problems are very urgent, they're very complex, and they're very big. And you can see the example with Kenya and Peter, where you have tens of thousands of people who have been benefited by an action learning project. So we are looking for the opportunity for you to provide contributions, donations to help the Better World Fund expand its efforts. As we say, every little bit helps. A donation of $10 can provide training materials for a group of coaches that are being trained to give them the capability to affect hundreds, if not thousands of people. A contribution of $1,000 can help us train a group of action learning coaches. We also, as Catherine mentioned, in addition to providing pro bono coaches, we oftentimes provide necessary materials or resources to organizations. So, for example, in the Caribbean, in addition to providing pro bono coaches, the recipients, the organization needed technology. They needed computers so that they could work as a team online virtually. So we provided computers. In some cases, we provide other kinds of resources. Might be some travel to a location. It might be equipment that's necessary. So, donations between $100 and $1,000 can help us provide the resources to the pro bono coaching. But we also have great projects. We want to change countries, nations, global organizations. So, for example, we're working with the International Red Cross now, and they are operational in 192 countries around the world. And they would like to have not only training for individual national societies and countries around the world, but also to develop their capability as an institution. So a contribution of up to $10,000 would allow us to develop an internal capacity within in the International Red Cross to train thousands of Red Cross volunteers and staff and so forth. So let's look at the next slide. We'll look at the benefits for beneficiaries. I think most of you have heard the 5 major benefits of action learning, and these help the community-based organizations that we work with. The Better World Fund primarily works with community-based organizations, but it can also work with government agencies or global organizations. So first, these organizations really have urgent, complex problems, life or death problems. Problems that may be very critical for the health, the housing, the nutrition, the life of a community. And so in my experience, and I've worked with hundreds of projects and problems around the world, the Better World Fund, we take the most difficult, the most urgent, important problems in the world. Second, as you know, when we work with an organization, we not only try to solve their immediate problems, their most complex problem at that moment in time, but we're trying to develop their capability for the future so they can continue to provide services to their community, to raise funds, to attract volunteers, to expand their capabilities. And so in Action Learning, we help them build high performance teams. Particularly volunteer organizations oftentimes have difficulty in having teams. They're dysfunctional. It's hard to put them together. They don't perform very well. The people who may work in community-based organizations have not had the experience or training to work in teams. And so building high-performance teams is a very important, valuable part of the work that we provide to these organizations. A third benefit for them is that they have to develop leaders. Many of them, these are volunteer leaders. They've not been educated in leadership. They have maybe limited experience in leadership, but they're dedicated, wonderful people who want to provide a great benefit service to their community and have stepped up to be a leader either in a volunteer capacity or in a paid capacity. The fourth benefit to the organizations we work with, we change the culture, the entire organization. So it functions better, it continuously improves, it works more effectively with the community within the organization, and they become what we call a learning organization, one that's continuously improving and increasing its services to the community it serves. And the fifth benefit is that if we can change these organizations that are very valuable, very critical for their country, for their community, we start changing the entire community itself. And we provide ideas and strategies for them to change the world in which they work. So there's also benefits to coaches. As you know, we have most of the service we provide is done pro bono. And so we have over 500 certified action learning coaches around the world, and over 50 of them have volunteered to do pro bono work in whatever capacity the Better World Fund needs. So we have a list of potential action learning coaches who speak in a number of languages. Much of our work has been done virtually. So it enables a coach from Brazil to work with a community-based organization in Lithuania, or a French-speaking coach to work with a community-based organization in Benin, Africa. So it's quite easy to become a pro bono action learning coach for the Better World Fund. If any of you are interested in becoming a pro bono coach, please contact either Catherine or me. Our names are in the list of attendees for the conference. So, but if you are an action learning coach, we're requesting that you consider becoming a pro bono coach for the Better World Fund. There's benefits for you. You'll get a chance to change the world. you get a chance to practice your action learning skills. You get an opportunity to work with a very important organization in that particular country. I think when you do this pro bono work, it makes you feel very good inside. I think most people who are WIAL action learning coaches are kind, good people who are trying to change the world, who are not interested in it only to make money for themselves, but to help the world become a better place. And so WIAL is a growing organization. We have affiliates in 30 or 35 countries around the world. We have coaches from 40 or 50 countries around the world, but we would like to reach all 192 countries. We're beginning to do that with the International Red Cross and other places as well. So there's great benefits. If any of you who are watching would like to become a pro bono coach, just send a note to either Catherine or myself. And on the final slide, I think just to say how excited we are to be a part of the Better World Fund. You can help us. All of those of you who are attending this conference, you can help us build a better world. We've given you opportunities and ways you can contribute. Every dollar helps. Every lira, pound, sterling, whatever currency in your country, it goes. The benefit is at least 100-fold. If you contribute $100, the benefit is at least $1,000, $10,000 because of the pro bono. We all know the impact of action learning. That 1 hour of action learning can be worth 100 hours of any other program. The strategies, the ideas. So every thousands of dollars that are spent in an action learning project has the benefit short term in solving the problem creatively, as well as long term in increasing the capability of the organization. So there's a significant benefit, a multiplying benefit of action learning. So I'm confident to say that $100 contributed can be worth maybe up to $100,000 in benefits. So the multiplication benefit could be anywhere from 100 times, 100-fold to 1,000-fold. So everything that you donate has a tremendous impact and multiplying effect. Second, we encourage organizations to apply. We're always looking for organizations that could benefit from the power of action learning, that could benefit from having pro bono coaches. With the power of action learning working virtually, we can help any organization in any part of the world to help them solve an urgent problem and develop their capabilities for doing that. So if you are interested in receiving pro bono coaching and guidance from the WIAL Better World Fund, just go to the Better World Fund. There's an application form on how you can become an organization that benefits. If you'd like to receive a grant, a scholarship grant for receiving action learning coaching or setting up an action learning program in your country, the forms are present for that. Also, we love the stories. You heard some of those briefly in the session we just given, where we had some coaches talk about their experience. You can see how exciting and the coaches are, and how great they feel about the fact that they've been able to provide significant help to a very important organization. So we always want to hear those of you who've done pro bono coaching to the Better World Fund. If you have your story and you've not given it to us yet, please do so. We have the technology now that allows these stories to be told on LinkedIn or Facebook or a variety of other media. So it's a chance to get your story and how you changed the world to the rest of the world. So we hope that this gives you an idea what the Better World Fund does and how it can help and how you can help be a part of the Better World Fund. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Catherine and Mike. Your passion just pours off the screen. So thanks for contributing. We're very proud as WIAL to have started the WIAL Better World Fund about 6 years ago. Catherine and Mike will be back on Friday for another session, again linked to the WIAL Better World, but focusing on WIAL Gives Back. You heard a few people in the video mention WIAL Gives Back. There is much more to be shared about that. And so again, very proud of WIAL contributing like this to make a better world. Like I think it was Magali who said, I'm glad to know that WIAL cares about the world. Yes, we do, and we really, I think we're just in the starting phases with the WIAL Better World. We can do much more in the years to come. So thank you, Mike. Thank you, Catherine. Enjoy the rest of the program today and see you again on Friday.